Welcome back to a Timey Wimey pod, where each week we dive into the Timey Wimey world of Doctor Who. I'm Rebecca,
I'm Haley.
and this week we are discussing Series 7, Episode 2, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Haley, how are you?
I am okay. Today has been kind of chaotic and crazy. There was a fire right by my house. Thankfully it's all out, but that was fun to experience. That was no the sarcasm there. And then I'm having like a surgical procedure tomorrow, which like no worries, like it's not that crazy or serious, but it's there. It's there.
Yeah.
So
It's a
it's
weird, I
been
feel like we're both having a weird day.
We both are very much having a weird day. How are you doing? Tell the people.
I'm doing okay. I've just been like really tired today. I'm like not in the mood for it to be Monday. Like I can't
Real.
I have to get through this whole week, but it's gonna be good because at the end of the week I'm seeing Noah Khan in concert. So
Exactly.
we just got to get to that.
You got to get to that, and you will get to that.
Exactly. But in order to get to that, we got to do this. So are you ready for some fantastic facts?
I am.
Is that a Doctor Who tank top, by the way?
I was wondering how long it would take you to notice.
I noticed before we started recording, but I was like, I'll wait to bring it up at the right moment.
Yeah, for anyone watching, or sorry, for anyone not watching, I'm wearing a tank top that says fantastic. It's kind of big on me, but it says fantastic, Alonzi, and then Geronimo, and like the eye is the sonic screwdriver on Geronimo. I've had this shirt, I just realized, for like 10 years. I got this at Epcot at Disney World.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, in the
that's so tea.
London. Yeah, the London area. I don't know if they still sell Doctor Who
Oh,
stuff there, but that's where I got it.
wow. That's so funny.
Hmm.
Love that. Well,
Yeah.
like your shirt says, fantastic facts. Let's do this. Okay, so this episode aired September 8th, 2012. It was written by Chris Chibnall, who up to this point in the show, he's only done 42 and Hungry Earth Cold Blood. So
Hmm.
and this is directed by Saul Metzstein. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. This is his first episode, but we are going to see a lot of him in Series 7, so get ready.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. So, in the original script, Chibnall had originally planned for Rydell, the game hunter from Sherlock. Well, we'll be talking a lot about that later. Um, the original plan was that like he had once saved the doctor from something, and then the doctor was giving him this grand final experience because he was meant to die the next day or something, and then that was all cut out during the editing process.
Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Also, in the original script, Nefertiti was going to knock the doctor out to give her life so that the ship could be destroyed and Solomon's ship would be destroyed. But Moffat thought that was too similar to other stories, and he wanted to show like what the doctor is like when he doesn't have consistent companions, and he thought like leaving Solomon alone to die was an interesting way to do that.
Hmm. Interesting.
Uh, I don't know if you've seen what I'm about to reference, but I really hope you have. The CGI models of the Raptors used in this episode were the same ones used in the TV show Primeval back in the day. Did you see that show?
No.
I didn't think so, but Primeval. Oh my gosh, we were obsessed with this show as a family. It had one season, and I don't even really remember what it was about, but there were dinosaurs. Like, dinosaurs were a big part of the show, and it was so good. And it was one of those one hit wonders that
Dang.
people still talk about, or at least I still talk about, but
I got to check it out sometime.
it's a good time, maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen it since it aired, maybe like 15 years ago. Okay, what are your general thoughts on dinosaurs on a spaceship?
Okay, I feel like I need to read you my general thoughts and my notes before I started the episode, and then after I finished the episode, I revised them because
Okay.
originally I was like, this one is an interesting one. I don't really have strong feelings. This has always just felt like an episode thrown together at the last minute to me. And it still does, by the way. That part hasn't changed. This episode to me is just kind of there. And yes, this is written by my op, Chris Chibnall, but he has made much worse episodes. But then, like, after finishing this episode, I'm like, guys, actually, this episode is just like bad. It's just a bad episode. Like, it's not good.
See, I'm like, it's not good, but I'm like, is it? I feel bad calling it bad because I'm like, it's not bad.
It's
But
not
definitely
the
not
worst.
good.
Yeah, it's kind of
Watching
like,
this.
go
You go.
ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was just gonna say it's kind of like, what's a good comparison? I don't know. It's just one of those Doctor Who episodes that that's like a hot mess express, but like I don't hate it. Like I'm not like, oh my gosh, this is the worst episode ever. It's just, there for me. Like it's meh.
There's a lot of interesting things happening. Like, there's a lot of components where on their own, everything is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know why it works. I was watching this episode today and I was like, am I just not in the right mood? Am I in just a bad mood? Can I just not enjoy this? Because I should be able to enjoy it, right? Like, there's so many
Yeah.
interesting aspects and things that I do like, but I just found myself so bored. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is with this episode. I've never really clicked with it. It is one I usually skip, even though I don't hate it. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. And I wish it did. Like, it is fun. It's not the worst of the worst. It's not the worst of
No.
this season at all. I do think
Mm-mm.
it's the worst of 7A.
Yeah.
These like first 5 episodes. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't work for me. There it did really feel like a Chris Chibnall episode. Like I could see the 13th Doctor in this scenario so easily with her
Really?
and the fam, and I actually think that would be kind of fun. I don't know why. Just a lot of the dialogue, a lot of the Doctor writing, and I mean this in like not a bad way, not being like, oh, I hate Chris Chibnall way, but like I don't know, it just really did feel. I was like 13 and her gang could pop up like any minute. Especially there's so
Mm.
many moments of the Doctor talking about like having a gang now. So I'm like, makes
Ah,
sense. I don't know.
okay. I feel for me, I think part of the issue for me that with this episode, like this watch, is mainly like when we're covering episodes for the podcast, we write out our notes as we're watching along. And sometimes there's just episodes that come along every once in a while where it's kind of like, I kind of wish I wasn't writing notes, you know?
Yes. I feel like this really dragged on because I had to pause and write notes.
Exactly. Exactly. And normally, like, I enjoy writing notes, it's a good
Mm-hmm.
time. It's just some episodes like this, it just really drags on. I was finding myself just like not even just skipping different parts. Well, not like skipping parts in the episode, but skipping parts of my notes because I'm like, do I really care if I write this down or not?
Yeah, exactly.
But we've shared our general thoughts. But let's start off with the very beginning. We start off this episode in Egypt in 1334 BC. And I do have to say, I don't like the text. Like the font of the Egypt 1334, I don't like
Mm.
it.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't really pay attention to it, but you mentioning it, I'm like, oh yeah, it was kind of a weird font.
Yeah, normally I don't care too much about the fonts, but I felt really strongly about this one.
How do you feel about this, like, very first scene with Queen Nefertiti in general? Because I don't really like it.
Guys, this is giving me flashbacks, really bad flashbacks. So we told you guys after we talked about this, we would never bring it up again, but I fear I have to bring it up again because it was giving me flashbacks to the end of, oh my gosh, is it Flesh and Stone or Rubble Flesh? What's the second part?
It's
Whatever
definitely
the
not
second
Rebel
part is.
Flesh.
Oh
It's
my gosh, I do this all the time. Oh my gosh. No. Oh my gosh. Now I want to say, why can't I
actually have
remember?
no idea what the second part is either. Okay, wait. I think Time of Angels is the first part and Flesh and
Okay.
Stone is the second part. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I think.
Anyways, the very end when Amy, we all know that moment. I don't need to bring it up in
Yeah.
detail. I was getting flashbacks in this scene because it's like we've seen this kind of thing before. It was icky then, it's weird now. I don't mind the doctor being flirtatious with different
No.
people throughout his travels, but I do mind how it's written and how it happens. And here it's just icky. I don't like it. It's too much for me.
And I feel like they do this with the 11th Doctor a lot. Like,
Yeah.
he's constantly being sexualized in some way, shape, or form. And my goodness, is it going to happen even more in episodes to
Yeah.
come. And also just having such an interesting historical character like Queen Nefertiti. And the first thing we see of her is just her throwing herself at the Doctor. It's like, okay. I just don't like that.
Exactly.
Like, you could do so many something better than that. Anything would be better than this.
I completely agree. They should have gone a different way about it. But we do find out they just together fought off a weapon bearing giant alien locust.
Honestly, I wish that was the episode. I think that would have been more
Oh, that
exciting.
would have been so. Can you imagine Doctor Who in Egypt? That would be so fun.
Yeah. Why haven't we done like enough Egypt episodes? I'm sure
No,
Classic Who did like
exactly.
so many, but why aren't we in Egypt?
Come on, let's go. The pyramids are
Especially how
right
much
there.
they're right there. Especially for how often they bring up Cleopatra. Like they're constantly name dropping
Mm-hmm.
her.
Exactly.
So basically, we find out that there's a ship the size of Canada heading towards Earth, and I don't what group is this? Did they say who they are? These people?
No, but the lady like on her hat it says ISA, so is it like International Space Agency?
We'll go with that. The
Okay.
International Space Agency. They're like, yeah, we're gonna missile this thing. Like, we don't care, missile. And I love 11 says, I liked you before you said missiles.
And you know what? This might be really controversial to say, but like I can't fault them for that. Like a ship the size of Canada hurtling until Earth and you don't know what their deal is. They're not answering the comms. You don't know necessarily where they're going to land and if they're going to kill anyone on Earth. And it's kind of unclear what's going on. I can understand why they got to that decision.
Yeah, I think that's fair. What bugs me is towards the end when the doctor's like, just give me 5 minutes, just give me a little bit of time, and she's like, no, we're gonna missile you. Sorry.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
So then the doctor's like, we need a team of people. So they go pick
Mm-hmm.
up Lestard from Sherlock.
Which, up until today, Rebecca, I
No,
thought
you're lying.
you don't know what I'm gonna say. I
Okay,
thought
what are you
Robert
gonna say?
Liddell or whatever his name is, Riddell. I'm messing up his name already.
I think
I
also
thought,
think his name is John. I
oh
could be
yeah,
wrong.
John Riddell. I don't know where. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like thrown right now. Up until today, I thought this man, like this actor, was portraying like a real man from history. No, this guy's made up.
You know what? I also thought that until today, so it's okay. Okay, I thought you were gonna say that you didn't realize this was the guy from Sherlock.
No, I knew that.
Okay. I was like, wait. But no, I also thought this was supposed to be a real game hunter from history.
Yeah. Imagine my surprise when I was Googling it earlier today and all that comes up is the TARDIS wiki. That's the only thing.
Oh, that's so funny. So yeah, we get this guy, and then we see Amy and Rory in their house, and we meet. This is the first time we've met anyone from Rory's
Mhm.
family ever, or that they've even ever been mentioned.
And I love that we get Brian. He is so underrated. I love this man so much. And this is probably one of my favorite. I have many favorite. I don't know if I can say it's one of my favorite, but it's such a great pond scene where they're all working together to change the light bulb and the TARDIS materializes around them. And Rory just says, seriously? Not now. And Amy's like, I'm going to kill him. And it just cracks me up that 11 is immediately talking, going like 5,000 miles a minute. And Brian is just still standing there on the ladder holding the light bulb. And once they land on the ship, he just drops it. It's so great and so comedic.
So good. I love this scene. It's fun seeing them, a little bit more mature, very domestic
Mm-hmm.
life for the pawns, and then just immediately being picked up by the TARDIS. I love the doctor when he realizes Brian is there. He's like, "Who are you? What are you doing here? How the heck did you get here?" And Rory's like, "It's my dad," and he gets so mad, like, "I'm not a taxi service." And then it's like, "You materialized around us, not our fault here." Very fun. And I love just the immediate switch up from the doctor, like, "Oh, okay then, well, welcome along."
It's so funny. And I also love how Amy just leaves Rory with his dad to like explain where they are and what's been going on. And Rory's like, "So you know how like we went traveling after our wedding to Thailand?" "Yeah, no, more like the entirety of space and time," which is just really funny. But it leads me to a couple of questions I have.
Yes, a lot of questions.
One, did they not have any pictures they were showing people from their honeymoon? I feel like that's very standard and typical. So like, did they make a pit stop at Thailand with the doctor, or did they Photoshop themselves?
That's a great question. How long was this trip to Thailand?
Mm-hmm.
Like for them, for like everyone, their friends and family, like how long did they think they were in Thailand for?
And also, did you not question why a random blue police box appeared all of a sudden on Amy and Rory's wedding day?
No, they all thought it was a magic trick. That's easy. My
And
other
on
question is, okay, sorry, you go.
no, you go, because I think it will be the same
Okay.
question.
My other question is, it's not like they were just continuously traveling up until the God Complex. Like they had breaks in between.
Mm-hmm.
We meet up with them in Possible Astronaut, they're at home. Let's Kill Hitler, they're at home. So did they just keep disappearing? Like we need more explanation here. They couldn't just keep telling people they were in Thailand.
No, exactly. I thought you were going to ask a different question, but that question is, does Brian know anything about Melody River Song? Like anything
No.
about that? Like, I would think not, but like, what a huge thing to keep from your family. And it would be really hard to explain and really traumatic and awful to explain. But like,
I was thinking about that too. I'm like, he doesn't even know the half of it.
he does not. He does not.
Does not. Yeah, just another reason why Alex Kingston should have been in every single episode, because
Oh
that would
my
have been
gosh.
really fun and interesting to try to explain who she is
You
to
know what?
Brian.
She would have made this episode so incredible.
Don't play.
Like her instead of Queen Nefertiti.
Or just her and Queen Nefertiti.
You know what? Them together, girl power. Because I could do
Exactly.
without. Oh my gosh, what is this man's name? Riddell. Okay, Riddell.
Right,
I keep wanting to
Riddell.
say Liddell. It's Riddell. So this man annoys me this entire episode. Like, I don't like
Yeah.
him.
He's just making sexist remarks the entire episode. And then, sorry, I'm jumping to the very end. Then it's just him and Queen Nefertiti together at the
Yeah.
end in Africa. Like, what? He gets to be with her now? For what? He's horrible. Why is she with him?
And they altered the historical timeline of Queen Nefertiti.
Yes, like, she has things to do. Take her back home.
Like, she has to go back home and like die and be buried back there.
I can't stand the ending. It's always bugged me.
It's always bugged me so much too, and I'm so glad I'm not alone. I think honestly, if you subtract him from this episode, I would probably like it a lot more. And I really want to stress that, like, it's really not the Chris Chibnall of it all that has me
No,
dislike parts of this episode. I just want to say that.
no, I don't blame the faults on Chibnall. I really don't. I don't know who to blame for this. Again, I don't know exactly why it doesn't work, because certain things work and certain things don't, and I don't really know what it is.
I don't know what it is either, honestly.
I think they picked the title Dinosaurs on a Spaceship and then worked their way backwards. They were like, we'll figure everything else out, but dinosaurs on a spaceship.
And you know what? I don't think you're wrong with that.
I don't think I am either. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. I do love the reveal and Eleven's reaction, the doctor's reaction, seeing it and just standing there. He's not able to run away. It's a really fun moment.
It is a fun moment. And we officially learn it's been 10 months since he
Mm.
last saw the pawns. And Amy kind of has beef over him bringing Queen Nefertiti and Riddell along, as would I, especially with Riddell of all people. But she has beef because she thinks he low key replaced like her and Rory. And I love how like bent she gets over it. It's really funny.
It is really funny. Why did he bring this game hunter guy here? He didn't even know there were
Yeah.
dinosaurs yet, but he was like, we gotta have this guy. Oh, you see, that's why they shouldn't have cut out the part about him going to die or something.
Yeah, because when 11 is picking up Riddell, Riddell mentions, hey, dude, like it's been 7 months since you said you would be right back. So I don't know if that's why 11 went back to get him because he was like, oh, I gotta make sure he's like, I don't know the decision behind picking these people because it's so random. That's why to me, this episode has always felt like things just like sprung together last minute, is because there's some things that are so random. Like, I'll talk about the things that I like about this episode. I like the concept of like a Silurian arc with no Silurians on board. There's
Yes.
dinosaurs. What's going on? The whole thing with Solomon is very interesting and like opens
Yes.
up a whole conversation about what life is truly like out in the stars. And like Queen Nefertiti, I don't mind her being here, even if she's kind of giving Spirit Halloween costume. But
So true.
Riddell is so out of place. And I don't know why they chose him when they're also having Brian and Amy and Rory. Because I think it would have been really interesting to have just Nefertiti and Amy kind of like work alongside one another, them two, and kind of compare and contrast between them, how they go about things, how they're both queens in their own world. That would have been a little bit more intriguing than Riddell just like constantly making sexist comments.
Exactly. I really like the idea on paper, just all these random people with the pawns and the doctor. Like, that is interesting on paper. Something I really didn't want to bash Chris Chibnall in this episode, but I think Chris Chibnall really wants to write ensembles and he really likes the idea of having a big TARDIS team. But I don't know if he ever really accomplishes what he's trying to do that well, where every character feels fleshed out and necessary and important and interesting in their own right. I don't know if he ever quite accomplishes that on this show, particularly.
I'll agree with that.
My next note is Rory, 11, and Brian end up on Bad Wolf Bay.
Thank you for saying that because they do. And what cracks me up is 11. Okay, it cracks me up and it also like makes me sad at the same time because 11 is like, teleports. Of course it was a teleport. I hate teleports. And then it just made me flashback to Doomsday. And I know technically the button around Rose wasn't like a true teleport, it was
Oh,
like more dimension canon sort of vibes. But still, I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm
Thank
tracking
you.
it. The way that beach just always looks that way. It always looks, gray, sad,
Mm-hmm.
wet, and cold.
As it did on Doomsday.
Really. Do you remember that Tumblr post with screenshots from this episode on the beach? And it's Rory being like, "Who's that girl?" And then it's like a screenshot of Rose from Doomsday.
Wait, it's like in the. I need to see that to refresh my mind.
I need to see it too because I can't even remember what the point of the post was, but I always think about it when I watch this episode.
That's funny. I love Brian crashing out. Poor Brian. This man does
Poor
not like to
Brian.
travel. And he's in outer space trying to find the engines. And they're on this dang Bad Wolf Bay. And he doesn't know what to do with himself. And I don't blame him.
I love later in the episode, he's like, I just came over to switch your light. Like, he was just trying to fix the light bulb.
He really was. What also always makes me laugh is when 11 tells him and Rory to start digging, and Brian just whips out like a pocket trowel. And Rory's like, sorry, do you just keep like a trowel with you everywhere you go? And he's like, yeah, add it to your Christmas list. And Rory's like, I'm 31 years old, Dad. I don't have a Christmas list. And 11 is just like, I do, which is so 11.
So true. Also, I'm sorry. I'm 25, so I'm not that far from 31, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
but I still have a Christmas list.
I know. I still have a Christmas. My parents have a Christmas list. Well, let me
Everyone has a
rephrase.
Christmas list.
My mom has a Christmas list. My dad never knows what he wants, but like, you're never too old to have a Christmas list. That's my opinion.
No. And the doctor knows that. That's why he has one. I love where he's just like thumbs up to him as he says that. There was also that Tumblr post that like imagined what his Christmas list would be. I forget what was on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But...
Yeah, I know what you're referencing. I also just like the thought, I'm like, who does he share his Christmas list with? Because it would be really funny if it's like a secret Santa gift exchange he's involved in every Christmas, but it's like outer space.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny.
I know. Why do I kind of want to see that in like a mini-sode?
That would be so good. Just as like random group of people that he does Secret Santa with every year.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I feel like we should mention Rory's 31. So that just goes to show a lot of time has been passing for the Pawns. Like when we meet them, or not when we meet them, but end of 11th hour, I think they're meant to be 21.
I thought like 23.
23?
Yeah, I thought Amy was 23.
I thought she was 21.
Like 22, 23.
No, because I thought she was 19 at the beginning of the episode, and then 2 years pass, and then she's 21. I could be wrong. I don't even think they actually say her age, but that's just
You know
what I
what?
thought.
I'm going to search this up right now and see if we know her like
Please
year
do.
she was born, because I always mean to look it up and I always forget. Okay. It's not listed. Oh, wait, no. She's the same age as Taylor Swift. They were both born in 1989.
Okay, that's tea. Oh, that's really tea.
Wait. How would that work?
Well, see, with their time, like, we don't have to be in 2012 in their time. We could be
No,
in
you're right.
2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. There, I think we also get a little more explanation about their whole timeline in 2 episodes. So we'll get more into it then. Okay, my next thing is Queen Nefertiti gags them. Her reveal, who she is. That's a really fun moment.
Reveals
When
who
she's
she is to
like-
who.
To Amy.
Oh,
Right down.
my bad. No, that is a good moment. I love how Amy's like, oh my gosh, I studied you in school. I get Amy because I would also be fangirling like that.
No, same. Totally.
They,
Oh, I love Amy telling Rydell that he doesn't. She's like, yeah, big game hunters just don't have an impact on history. Sorry.
I do love that comment. And they stumble upon a sleeping baby T-Rex, which turns out to be like a little nest of little baby dinosaurs sleeping. And Amy calls herself a queen, as she should, to Queen Effort. Like, Amy is a queen, but she's like, please don't repeat that because Rory will never let me live that down. And I just love that.
No, honestly. I like seeing Amy take charge of this little trio. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
is a well seasoned companion. I love when she's like, I've learned from the doctor, just keep pressing buttons and don't stop pressing buttons until you figure out what you want to do, figure out what you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to find out. She's used to this. I really like seeing companions
Yeah.
in a more settled role. They don't need the doctor to hold their hand and explain everything. They can just kind of jump into the story, jump into the action, and get things done. And I really like seeing, I really like in general this more mature Amy. It's so fascinating to think about who she was at the start of series 5 to who she is now. She's more mature, more settled into herself. She does talk about feeling restless later and how she can't settle down with a job, and all that's still true, but she still has grown a lot.
She has. I really like the point you made in like seeing a companion more established and more just like sure of themselves. And I love seeing that. I love seeing her arc over the past 3 seasons and how she's grown up. It's really like satisfying to watch. And I love how she's the one who finds out the information about how this is a Silurian arc, and she's automatically concerned, like, hey, where are the Silurians? And I love seeing that because she had experience with the Silurians, and behind her, Nefertiti and Riddell keep flirting. And okay, I'm not going to repeat it, but one of the lines Riddell says, I don't know how they
Oh
approved
my
that line.
gosh. It's horrible. Horrible line. I cannot believe they said that.
No, because even for 2011 standards, like that's a crazy out there line that's just really icky. I don't like it at all. But
No.
when Amy is like at the control like computer thing, I do love her saying, "Oh no, no, no. Please do not start flirting. I will not have flirting companions."
I wrote somewhere, I can't find it. Oh, I here it is. I said ironic of Amy to say she won't have flirting companions.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Very funny. Oh, we got to do outfit talk. What do we think
Yes,
about
we
the
do.
outfit?
Okay, look. I like this outfit on Amy. Like she
Me
looks
too.
good.
She does. I think we see this exact sweater again, but I do like it. I like the stitching detail. I like the colors on her. And again, it's giving us that more mature look on her, which
Mhm.
it's nice to see. It's really interesting. And I'll take anything compared to what we were given last season.
Completely agree with you on that. I've made my stance clear on Nefertiti's costume. What are your thoughts on her costume?
I have no issue with it. It's there. They got to have the classic Egyptian, style outfit. So I like it. I'm not really paying attention to it. I got to be honest.
I kind of forgot watching this episode about the robots, and when they came on the screen, I was like, "Oh my gosh, oh yeah, the robots!" Which the robots here, they're kind of funny. They're very sarcastic. They're awful, but they're funny.
I love a funny robot. Always will love a
Hmm.
funny robot. Yeah, I love how Rory has mega beef with these robots.
Yes.
I'm like, they're straight up fighting. It's so funny.
I love their back and forth. It's so good. And how like the first back and forth is Rory being like, "Hello, manners." And the robots are like, "Okay, leave us alone."
No, honestly. Okay, David Bradley's here. Doctor Who is here.
The first doctor, if you know, you know. He's here.
He's here. This episode has such a weird cast. Can we talk about
Yes.
it? David Bradley's here. Like the guy from Sherlock is here. It's there's so much happening.
There's so much happening. A lot going on.
What do you think of the character of Solomon? I think he he might be the most evil person that the show has ever seen. He is just
Yeah.
outright terrible every step of the way. And it's so fascinating to see David Bradley do this character, do this performance where he is the most evil person of all time to a year later from this, he would be playing William Hartnell in the Adventure in Space and Time, whatever it's called. And then a couple years down the road, he's going to just straight up play the first Doctor. Fascinating trajectory for this man. What do you think?
It is very much a very fascinating trajectory, going from portraying this just like gross, slimy guy who's a space pirate in the worst possible way. Like, he's so awful and horrible. To go from playing that to a year later playing like William Hartnell, that is so crazy. And honestly, might this might make me sound like really dumb. Until a few years ago, I didn't even realize that was David Bradley. Because then, like, my mind, the only other context I'd seen him in is like in the William Hartnell like whole updo. So him kind of having the scruffy beard and kind of like the long hair, like it didn't. Once it clicked, I was like, oh, duh, I can tell this is the same actor. But he also does such a good job at portraying very different characters.
He does. He really does do a good job. It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm watching the guy that plays the first Doctor later on, you know? So he does have a really good performance. Watching this episode, it's been a while for me since I've watched this before today. I think I skipped it on my last rewatch. So I remember, you know, something happened with the Silurians, and in my mind, the reveal as to what happened to them was kind of a bigger gut punch. Like, it was a bigger, shocking moment. And then we get the reveal, and it's delivered not quite as how I had it in my head as this like shocking gut punch. And it is very shocking to hear what happened to them. Basically, they were just taken a couple at a time from their capsules and thrown out the airlock. Horrifying, literally committing a genocide. Absolutely terrible. But the way it's delivered, and it makes sense, like, from Solomon, he's going to deliver it in a very like casual way. He doesn't care about these people, so that makes sense. And this is so dumb to complain about because I'm just complaining that I got it wrong in my head. I don't know, but I wish that was given a little bit more weight, and it is at the end a little bit, but I just wish that had a bit more weight to it. The what he did had a bit more, to the point. Sorry, I'm talking over myself, but it was to the point watching the episode where I was almost waiting for a second reveal to find out he did something actually worse than what he originally said he did to the Silurians, because I just remembered having this like bigger gut punch. And again, this is a me issue. This is something that was all in my head. I don't know. But I just wish that the genocide of the Silurians was given a little bit more weight. Again, I do know a little bit from the at the end we get it from the Doctor, but I wish there was just a little bit more. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I think the way that Solomon delivered it makes sense, like you were saying. Like, he just says it so casually, so offhand, like he doesn't even care. Maybe there could have been a better inflection of tone that still kind of portrayed that carelessness, like he didn't care, but also emphasized it just like a little bit more. Because I feel like sometimes, like, if you're not paying full attention, you might even miss that like that was said. So maybe just like having immediately after he says that, that's when he says something initially, like immediately following that, I feel like there's a little bit of like a delay in response to that. Yeah, that's kind of where like my head is at with that.
I think sometimes the show, they try to hammer in like something really dark like this, but then they try to move past it really quickly, because at the end of the day, it is a family show. It is a show for children. So you don't want to go too heavy. But then what happens is you get moments like this when you do drop something really heavy on the audience. And for those old enough or for those paying attention, you're just kind of abruptly moving on from it.
And it's not like we don't have dark moments in the show preceding this where the Doctor has a big old speech or points out the darkness. Like, there are many points in the show where awful things happen. And to kind of just treat it as like a slap on the wrist and we keep going on, like that's kind of crazy, especially because they all, like, especially like this era of the Doctor and companions, they all really interacted with the Silurians.
They
So
did. Mm-hmm.
you would think that maybe they would be more like, is mournful a word? But like, I don't think mournful is a word, but like they would be more upset. Like you would see the kind of their moods like be down longer than they are.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. One moment I do like is seeing Rory go into nurse mode. I feel like we
I
haven't seen
love
this
that.
in so long. And we find out that wherever they go, he picks up like random nursing supplies. He says, for most guys, it's cars or whatever. For me, it's nursing supplies. Like, oh,
I love
I
that.
love this man.
What is your thing that you pick up when you're going places? For me, it's
You know what?
jewelry.
That's a good one. I've been thinking about this year actually. Like, I don't have a thing that I
Mm,
usually buy when I go to places. So I have actually been thinking about that this year, and I'm like, oh, I need to find my thing, whether it's magnets or ornaments or
mhm.
whatever. I usually get stickers. Especially this year,
Mm.
I've gotten into junk journaling, so I usually get stickers and postcards now. But I need a thing, so someone give me a suggestion. Not shot glasses because I just won't use them.
Not
Yeah.
mugs, because I feel like you have enough of them.
I have so many mugs. Yeah. I actually have been meaning to do like a mug purge because I have so many mugs in my cabinet that I don't use because they're not the right size for the amount of coffee I make. So, anyway, side note, where were
I don't
we?
know why I said jewelry because I don't get jewelry from every place I go to. Like I get like
Yeah,
collectible
I feel like you
pins.
get pins. Yeah,
I
you get
do.
pins. I was kind of like
Yeah.
jewelry, but I was like, she did get jewelry recently, so.
Yeah. No, but no, I have like collectible pins and I have them from all over. They're on
Mhm.
my wall right
I've
there.
been I've been meaning to do a like a little pin board because I've been gifted so many
Yes.
pins through work. I don't know why, but everywhere I go, people give me a pin for some reason. I appreciate it, love
That's
the
funny.
pins, but I need to hang them.
You know what? One of these days, guys, I'll have to show you. Is it on my thing? It might not. Oh, no, it is. I have one on my wall right now, and it is a button from Hot Topic that I got back in like 2014, and it says Hoovian.
Yes, classic.
Classic. Anyways, back to the podcast episode. What you were saying, I love that moment between Rory and his dad. I think it's so sweet. I really love seeing their dynamic in this episode and seeing you can tell they're very much father and son. They are very similar when it comes to like how they react to things and how they say things, and I love that. It's so good watching them in this episode.
I wonder what the lore is with Rory's mom. Like, is she gone?
Yeah,
Where's she at?
I don't know why in my head I've always assumed she's dead.
She must be because she's never mentioned in what is it?
Yeah.
Partners.
11th hour?
What's the episode called? No, Power of Three. Oh my
Oh.
gosh, Power of Three. I wanted to say Partners in Three. At first, I was thinking Party of Three, but I was like, that's not right.
No. That's
Jeez.
so funny. Second search onto TARDIS Wiki. Um it's the way Father Brian Williams, mother, all it says is Rory's mother. No name.
Warrior's mother. Classic.
Oh, she was oh, that's right. We do learn she was a massive fan of Dusty Springfield, which is mentioned in the Rebel Flesh.
Oh, okay, okay. We're getting the pieces of the puzzle.
And it's the only other fact about her is that as Rory's mother, she was the paternal grandmother of River Song. Those are the only two facts, guys, that we
And we
know about
only
his
know
mom.
that because that's how families work. Oh, it's so funny. It's
Mm-hmm.
no, I'll
Yeah.
save this. I was gonna bring up, you know, that one deleted scene in Angels Take Manhattan.
The deleted scene or the scene that never got like filmed, so they did like a
The scene that never got filmed. Yeah,
yeah. What about the scene?
it's just funny to me. How he has this like big moment with like his adopted grandchild, which is very sweet. Like
Oh
tears, love
yeah.
it, great moment. But then it's like, wow, he never learns about River Song.
No, I feel like Anthony spilled the tea. He's like, I don't care, guys. Like,
Oh,
I'm spreading the tea.
yeah. So true, so true. Okay, where the freak are we?
No, really. Oh, 11 is okay. 11 is being held hostage, which he doesn't respond well to being held hostage. He's not going to answer questions. That's when he finds out Solomon is a traitor and wants to get money for the ship and the dinosaurs, and that's why he ejected all of the Silurians. Trash. And he searches up 11 to see how valuable he is. And 11 doesn't exist.
Yes, okay. I wrote this down. I don't even know where I am in my notes. But I love this moment. So there is a mini-sode that I guess takes place between last week's episode and this one, where we do see the doctor like go and erase himself from every database in the universe or whatever. So
I
it's fun to see that
forgot.
here. Yeah,
It is fun to see that here.
it is fun to see that here. See that he was inspired by Oswin to do this.
Mm-hmm.
He mentions it in an episode to come that he's done this. So it's fun. I like it. I like that they try to scale back a little bit what they did last season. You know, the doctor was huge, the silence were coming after him. The lore of the doctor got so big, and I don't mind that at all, but I do like seeing them try to scale it back a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
seeing the doctor try to remove himself and step back into the shadows. Like I think he said that in the Wedding of River song. So it's fun to see. Does it last? We'll see.
We'll see. But you know, every couple of regenerations, the doctor likes to erase evidence of him. We saw it with the ninth doctor handing a disc to Mickey,
Oh yeah.
and we see it here. So, you know, he just likes to reset things every now and then.
It's so true. It's like people who erase their entire Instagram feed every couple of years.
Which, this is what I don't get, guys, and this is not related to Doctor Who at all. But can you please explain to us, like, say you have an Instagram and you go back and forth from having no pictures up to having random pictures up, but then back to no pictures up and then back to random pictures up. Can you tell us the reason? What's the reason? Because we need to know.
No, because there's people out there who will archive their entire feed, bring some photos back, delete them again. It's
Yeah.
like, what is the point? Now you only have 4 photos, and it's all from the last maybe 2 years or so. Like that's your hit. Like I see my Instagram as a historical archive of my life, for
Yeah.
better or for worse. Sometimes for the worse. If you know me, don't scroll too far back on my Instagram, okay? Don't worry about what's going on down there. But it's I preserve it as cringy and
Yes.
embarrassing as most of it is. It's a historical archive and record of my life, and it matters. You need to
No,
know that I was posting 75 photos with the same freaking filter every single week.
no, exactly. And you know what? I will say I do have some posts on my personal Instagram archived, but it's mainly like if it makes sense. Like I have enough
Yeah.
history up. There's just some posts where I'm like, this does not need to see the light of day. Or like one of them I archived was like a picture of you, not because I didn't like the picture of you, but because I had like 3 pictures of you in a row on my feed. And I was like, people are gonna think I'm your stalker or something.
Hey, stalker. So true. I've archived like or deleted just like really bad, cringy posts, but for the most part, everything is still there, for better or
Same.
for worse. How did we get here? Anyways,
That's what happens with this episode, guys. There's just like yeah, it was kind of dragging on. I love the way Matt Smith, first of all, again, We say this all the time, but Matt Smith just brings it in his performance as the Doctor. And no matter what episode it is, how we feel about the episode, he just always takes it to the next level, whatever his lines are. And he's incredible. And I love how cold and dark you see him get when he says, "The Silurians outwitted you even after you massacred them. So now you're a prisoner on the ship you hijacked." And I love that he says that. And we've talked before, we kind of like seeing the dark side of the Doctor. It's kind of interesting and fascinating to see and witness.
I love it too. And I love the moment where Solomon's like, "You're not gonna leave me here," and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, did the Silurians beg you to stop?" And I love that he lets him die. I have no problem
Yeah,
with it. Let him die.
exactly. It's deserved. It's justice. It makes sense. I don't think the Doctor was like out of bounds with it.
No.
Solomon deserved what he got.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, all the Queen Nefertiti stuff, so horrifying.
Literally was making me ill watching this. It was so gross because he immediately called her it. He treated her as an
Yes,
object. It was so disgusting.
the way he's like, "You have this precious object, like I want it," and the doctor's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And watching this, I was like, "Is he talking about the TARDIS? Like
That's
what?"
what I thought.
And then it's like, it's Queen Nefertiti, and he's talking about her, saying it, talking about her like an object. It's horrifying. I love the doctor's reaction of just immediately, no, like not gonna
Mm-hmm.
happen. I love him trying to stop Nefertiti from this. She says, "I owe you. You saved my people." And he says,
Mm-hmm.
"You don't owe me anything." Great response. Yeah, just seeing how Solomon talks about her, talks to her, treats her. The line when he says, "I like my objects to have some spirit so I can break them." Oh, this is the most evil guy we've ever had on this show. Like, this man is worse than
Yeah.
Davros the Master. I don't care. He's worse than all of them.
Because at least, like, with the others, there's something there. There's something there where you're like, you hate to love them. This guy, go away. Pop off, Doctor. Literally, pop off. Blow this man up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and he kills the Triceratops.
That made me so upset, actually, because there was no reason. I literally, in my notes, I was like, there's no reason, Chris Chibnall, there was no reason to kill the poor Triceratops.
Remember with the Robot Revolution, how everyone got so upset about the cat? That's how I feel about this.
No, me too. Me too. You're so right. Poor
Like,
Tracy. He was
you
he
know,
was so nice. He let them ride on him to get away. He was chasing golf balls because he just wanted to play. He was a baby.
he was so cute. What do you think about the CGI for the dinosaurs? Because I kind of think it's kind of bad.
No, it is bad. It's totally bad. And the robots like shooting the lasers at the dinosaurs are also bad. But you know what? I don't care that much about it. It's just,
No, me either.
not good or not that
They
great,
had to
but
save the budget.
they had to, make it work somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, like towards the resolution of this episode, 11 is like, we can turn this around, we can figure it out, we can do this. And then he's like, we need like two people like with the same genes. And then Brian is like, doctor. And 11 says, thank you, Brian Pond. And Brian just says, I'm not a pond.
He's like, "Yes, you are." I love it. I love him saying Brian
Mm-hmm.
Pond. I think that's so funny. Everyone is Pond now. And I
Mm-hmm.
like how he takes this moment while Rory and Brian are piloting the ship to catch up with Amy. We learn she quit
Yes.
her job.
Again.
Again, classic. um, and they have this really, really sad but sweet conversation that foreshadows a lot,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. She talks about how she's worried that he's trying to wean himself off of them. She worries that there's going to be a day where he never shows up at all, and he's like, no, you'll still be there till the end of me. And she says, or vice versa, and we just get the saddest look on his face ever. It is so heartbreaking because he knows it's what he's afraid of. He's afraid of seeing the end of them, and it's so sad.
He hates goodbyes. He hates endings.
Yeah, and I think it's really hard with the Ponds. They've really become like family, and we'll see the Doctor talk about this more
Mm-hmm.
in episodes to come. But he is trying to save the time that he has with them. Like, he knows their
Yeah.
human lives only last for so long, and he's trying to savor it, and it's so sad, so sad. And I really like seeing Amy talk about how she can't settle here. Like, she is always listening for the TARDIS. I think that makes so much sense for her. Like, that's who she is. She's always,
Mm-hmm.
she says, I can't help but wait around. Like, that's what she's always done. And I do think she is in a better place than she was in series
Yeah.
5 and in the past, but of course she's still going to be waiting.
I find it really interesting how at the end she asks the Doctor to drop them back up off at home for a couple of months before their next adventure. So it really makes it really interesting because on one hand she is still waiting. She still is the girl who waited, but on the other hand she's wanting to live. She's wanting to experience life with Rory on Earth, and it's this interesting push and pull that she has where her heart is with the Doctor, of course, but her heart is also on Earth. And it just makes like all of these episodes in 7A so interesting with how the dynamic
Mm-hmm.
has changed and how her and Rory kind of pop in for adventures. And well, part of it is on the Doctor, part of it is also on Amy and Rory and their wishes. And it's really interesting and I'm really sad. I'm really sad,
It is
guys, about what's
sad.
coming.
I know. I do find them asking to go home a little weird. Like, the Doctor's like, okay, we gotta rehome these dinosaurs, and they're like, actually take us home first before anything else. Take us home and do not
Yeah.
come by for at least a couple months. Like, for
That
what are we in a rush for?
they're like, the CGI dinosaurs were so bad, we got to go home and recover from that. I'm just kidding.
We
That's
gotta
what
get
they
out
say.
of here. It just doesn't, it just feels weird after Amy giving this whole speech about how she
Mm-hmm.
misses him, and she can't help but wait, listen out for the TARDIS, and then it's like, actually just take us home.
Yeah, like, girl, you're not working. Girl, what are you going to do? First of all, we do know that Kate Stewart is sniffing the air for Amy, and I find it really fascinating. She appears to never have found Amy. That to me is interesting because she would have snatched Amy up in Unit's clutches in a heartbeat.
Oh, so true. She would have hired that girl if given the chance. I mean, she does get the chance, but I guess she didn't do it.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, this
That's gonna be so weird to talk about Kate in a few episodes.
it's gonna be so weird because that will be like, oh my gosh, it's us being introduced to her. Anyways, sorry, we're skipping ahead, guys. But I find it really sweet at the end of this episode that Brian has a request and he wants to see the Earth from space. And then he sends Amy and Rory all these postcards. And at first, you think he's traveling the world on his own. But then the last postcard is him in Siluria dropping off the dinosaurs. And there's a TARDIS. So, does that mean he was traveling with the Doctor at all of those places?
See, I took it as the Doctor was also just sending them a postcard from him
Oh,
alone dropping off the dinosaurs.
wait. I don't know. Wait,
I
I
don't
need
think
this
the Doctor and
clarified.
Brian are traveling together.
I don't think so too, because I think we would have heard more about it.
Yeah, and we see him like he's in Rome,
Yeah.
he's in Egypt, he's wherever. And I do like that as well. I like that this episode turns him into a travel freak. Like, now he's everywhere, he's out there living life, having a grand old time.
Yeah. So, Rebecca, who is the star of the show?
Who is the star of the show? Who is it?
Tracy, the Triceratops.
Yeah, or the robots. The robots are fun.
They are fun. They're really funny. We didn't really talk too much about them, but their whole beef with Rory, hilarious.
Yeah, I love a funny robot. What is the heart of the episode?
Hmm.
Always carry a trowel.
You know what? Yeah, always carry a trowel.
Is this a safe space to ask a dumb question?
Is the question, is it the same thing as a shovel?
Yes! Is that what they call shovels?
I don't know, because I was going to ask you the same thing.
Oh, okay. I feel like we should look this up.
Okay, I'm searching it up right now.
Is a trowel a shovel? Okay, it's a small shovel.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So it is.
See, I
It is
think
the shovel.
yeah, I think in America we're just like we just call it a gardening shovel or a small
Oh,
shovel
really?
or a hand shovel.
Oh, yeah, more like hand shovel, yeah.
Yeah. I've never heard an American be like the trowel.
Trowel. No, me
Yeah.
either.
We will see a pond use a trowel in the future, so that'll be fun.
That will be fun.
Do we have any reviews from the past?
Yes, we sure do. I have some, sorry guys, I have to pull them up. But the ones I'm going to read, the first couple are from Reddit because I found a few good gems. So the first one is from the Doctor Who subreddit, and unfortunately the user deleted their account. So I don't know who wrote this, but whoever you are wrote that this is an awesome story. I have very few issues with it, and it's a fantastic showcase for Matt Smith's acting abilities, being silly one minute and dead serious the next. The ensemble is fantastic, the plot is fun, and Solomon is a chilling villain, right up there with the Dream Lord and House as some of the best of the era. Why are we putting him with
Okay.
genuinely good villain? Okay, not that they were good, like they're obviously bad villains, but I like them better than this man.
And I also think they're more memorable than this
Yeah,
man. Like, no one's talking
exactly.
about Solomon.
No. Continuing on, they say, I controversially find the ending justified. Same.
Same.
Davison, McGann, and Tennant probably wouldn't have done it, but Smith is a darker incarnation, so I find it justified. Had Troughton or Baker or Eccleston done it, I doubt people would have complained. The next episode sees Amy critique him for dark behavior like this, so it's not like it wasn't addressed. This really should be the bare minimum for the show in terms of quality. Nothing phenomenal, but still great fun, and it demonstrates many of Chibnall's strengths: ensembles, strong female characters, world building, and imagination that are all promising for Series 11. Mm,
Ooh. Ooh. Huh.
yeah, this was.
I see. Yeah, it's so funny because some of the things that they liked and said were strengths we disagreed with. Also,
Exactly.
like, we're not. I don't want people to think we're constantly going to be hating on Chris Chibnall or the Chibnall
Exactly.
era. Like, I have a lot of good things, and I'm really excited to get there because it will be a genuine. I don't remember this super well, so let's rewatch it
Mm-hmm.
era for me. But there's issues. There's
There,
issues.
there's issues. It's not flawless. There's a lot of criticism I have, but at the same time, it's never like that serious for me.
No, it's never that serious. And also, we've
No.
had criticisms about every era we've done so far, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And there will be more to come.
There will be more to come for sure. I forget what else I had to say, but I'm glad they liked the episode. For me, it's fine. It's there. I will probably continue to skip it on rewatches and then watch it every once in a while.
And that's okay. All right. This other review is from the Gallifrey subreddit from the original discussion thread of this
Ooh.
episode by the user FredL2. And they say that the character choices for this episode feels like some writer got really high on crack and just started ticking boxes on a character list. Add to that the endless you windows and subtract intelligence in favor of silly one liners and comedic dinosaur antics, and you have this episode. The series as a whole hit a new low with this one, and I dread the next installment. A positive improvement of Amy, though, and I enjoyed the scene at the end where Rory's dad got to see the Earth from space. Oh, and David Bradley was excellently disgusting as Solomon.
Yeah, a lot there. I do agree David Bradley's great. And yeah, this episode it's really like they just threw a bunch of ideas at the wall and went with it.
Yeah,
Like Queen Nefertiti, dinosaurs on a spaceship. Let's get the guy from Sherlock in here. Let's go.
yeah, kind of just throwing things at the wall and hoping they would stick.
Exactly. All right, guys. Very exciting. Sound the alarms. We got another email to read.
We do. It's always so exciting when we get a new email to read. So thank you
Yes.
so much. And again, we'll say this at the end. But if you want to send us an email about any of your opinions ever, our email is timey-wimey-pod@gmail.com.
Yes. This is coming from Jen. Hi, Haley and Rebecca. I hope you're doing well. I'm a huge fan of your show. I've checked out most of the Doctor Who rewatch pods on the market, and yours is by far the best. Thank you so much, Jen. I read that last night and I couldn't believe it. That is so kind of you to say. There's so many
Yes.
amazing Doctor Who podcasts out there, but thank you so much for saying that. That genuinely made my night.
It made my night too. Like the biggest honor. Like you have no idea.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited that you're getting into Series 7. Such a fun era of the show and one of my go to rewatch seasons. 7A is such a fun little round of one off adventures, which feels like the right way to say goodbye to this particular team. I feel like it's more fun to have little adventures of the week rather than start and wrap up a whole big arc in 5 episodes. I don't know if this will be controversial. Oh, yeah, wait. Hang on. I want to respond to that first. The whole big arc thing. I agree. I like that they do these one
Mm-hmm.
off adventures rather than trying to start a big arc and have that wrap up in 5 episodes. I think they, not to spoil thoughts, but I do think they handle the send off in as good as a way of as they could.
I agree with you.
I don't know if this will be controversial, and sorry if this is better saved for your series wrap up, but I low key think that 7A might be Amy's best run of looks slash outfits. You might be right. You might be right. The other seasons had their moments for sure, but her 2012 hair and wardrobe totally shaped how I pictured adulthood when I was a teenager. But honestly, Amy and Clara's outfits in Series 7 overall played a big role in what teen me considered fashion. You guys,
Same.
I am so excited to spend the next 3 seasons talking about Clara's outfits. Like, it is going to be so good.
It's going to be so good.
Asylum of the Daleks is such an instant classic, in my opinion. Definitely a
Yes.
banger. Hmm. I love that this episode is formatted like an escape room, but in a way that feels so different from other escape room ish like episodes like the God Complex. Much like the God Complex, this episode gives us the setup of a seemingly perfect companion who gets killed off before she can join the TARDIS team. I suppose Oswin was technically a Dalek first, but you see what I mean. I love you explaining it like an escape room type episode. I didn't even think about that and the comparisons with the God Complex, but you are right on the money.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either. And as soon as like I read that line, I was like, no, you clocked it so good.
Mm-hmm. You really did. Jenna Coleman's debut is such a highlight of this episode for me. I love how
Mm-hmm.
Oswin is so similar, but also so different from main Clara. Much more forward, faster talking, sort of bubbly in her own way, until that tragic twist. I can't wait to hear y'all react to the Impossible Girl arc. It has such a special place in my heart. I am so excited to talk more about that arc. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be fun. Amy and Rory being divorced had me so pressed when I was first watching this episode, but I love it as a single story subplot like we got. Amy's line in the beginning about 11 trying to fix a relationship like he fixes his bow tie, and then him trying to fix his bow tie in the camera after she and Rory reconcile is truly one of my favorite moments of this season. I don't even think I noticed that he tried to fix it after. That's so cute.
It's so cute, yeah.
The scene also gives us one of the most heartbreaking parts of the episode, where Amy tells Rory that whatever they did to her at Demon's Run made it so she can't have kids, as if the trauma of Demon's Run wasn't bad enough. Plus, the fact that they never got to get baby Melody back, the fact that they also took that from Amy always makes me so sad whenever I watch this episode. I don't think we ever get told what Madame Kavarian is doing in the new post Wedding of River Song timeline, but I hope the answer is suffering. And me too.
Amen.
Yeah. No, we talked all about that last week, but Amy, she suffers so much.
So much, and we don't spend nearly enough time on it.
Also, I don't know if you guys have already read / heard about this, but I saw somewhere that the Doctor does Series 7A out of order. It's all too wibbly for me to reliably write out, so I'm linking a Reddit post to sum it up. But the idea is that the Doctor goes through Angels Take Manhattan first, and then Series 7A is sort of his goodbye tour with the Pawns. There are a few establishing lines of dialogue. There are a few lines of dialogue in the next few episodes that establish the theory much stronger, like the Doctor scolding Rory for leaving his phone charger in Henry VIII's ensuite a couple episodes before we see them hiding under Henry VIII's bed in The Power of Three with Rory's phone charger. For me, it's one of those once you see it, you can't unsee it kind of things. It makes that half of the season so much more interesting, but also so much more heartbreaking. I have heard of this theory before, and I think it is interesting. The phone charging bit, that's evidence right there, but that's probably more to do with production switching the episode order. I like the theory, but it's never been one that I am like, oh yeah, I believe that now. I'm gonna headcanon that myself, because I just feel like it's a little against the Doctor's character. If this is your headcanon, go for it, love it. But to me, it feels a little against his character to have that, tragic goodbye and then go back to continue to see them. I just can't really see the Doctor doing that. But I do think it is a really interesting theory, and there's quite a bit of evidence if you want to believe it.
I personally really need to go down that rabbit hole. It's been a really long time since I've gone down that rabbit hole. I've known about the theory for a long time. So I will definitely get back to you guys, because I definitely want to talk more about their timeline in general, and we'll kind of maybe address some of these related things in the future. So don't worry. We'll talk about it more in the future.
Mm-hmm. Sorry this email is so long. Never apologize. We love it.
No.
I can't wait to hear y'all's thoughts on the episode and the season. Ta-ra! Best wishes, Jen. Jen, thank you again so much for your email. It means so much to us. And yeah, keep writing in. We want to hear more of your thoughts on episodes to come. And everyone else, we would love to read your emails on the show. Tell us about some of your favorite upcoming episodes, and your theories. I want to hear it all. Next week, we will be back covering A Town Called Mercy. I'm very excited for that one.
So excited.
But until then, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at A Timey Wimey Pod.
And email us anything and everything to atimewimeypod@gmail.com. And again, thank you so much, Jen, for sending that email. And we will talk to all of you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Bye. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.